How are you? My name is Rich Novack. I'm one of the surgeons here at Ultimate Bariatrics. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about hernias. Okay, so hernia is a huge topic. You could spend hours talking about it, but briefly, what is a hernia? Where do we find them, and what do we do about them? Okay, the most basic definition of a hernia is essentially a hole that contents from one cavity go to another cavity, and that's the most basic form of it. They exist in the most common places that you're going to see hernias are in a few places. In your groin, we call them inguinal hernias or groin hernias. On your abdominal wall, which we call either umbilical hernias, a belly button hernia, a ventral hernia. I mean, these are all terms that you hear when regarding hernias associated with your abdominal wall. And lastly, one that we talk about a lot, at least in our world, is hiatal hernias. And so many of our patients have hernias and have a hiatal hernia and didn't know anything about it. So we'll go into briefly what it is. Starting with a groin hernia, it's just a common symptoms for a groin hernia. You're going to notice a lump in your groin. Usually it's not painful. Essentially it's when the intestines or contents from your abdominal cavity poke through a small defect in your abdominal wall down in your groin. More common in men. There's a couple ways to fix it, both open and laparoscopic. Usually we use a piece of mesh to repair that type of hernia. Abdominal wall hernias, like ventral hernias, a lot of people notice that they may have an outy belly button or a little lump by their belly button. It seems to be one of the most common areas for hernias. Again, it's just a defect in the muscle layer of your abdominal wall, and things on the inside can protrude through that, whether it be fat or intestines. I mean, these are the things that can come into a hernia. Usually they're painless. If they are painful, that's a problem. You need to, go to the emergency room or call us, or, contact your doctor in order to kind of see what to do about it. But you don't want to sit on a hernia or a bulge that's painful, because that can be an emergency. Again, abdominal wall hernias, they can be fixed whether open or laparoscopic. Sometimes we can use mesh, and sometimes we can get away without using mesh. Again, every hernia is a little bit different, and so rather than making a general statement, it's best to, talk to a surgeon, come in and talk to us. We do a lot of general surgery here in our office as well. We can kind of figure out what's the best plan for you to fix that hernia. Moving on to hiatal hernias, that's our most common, just because of the type of work that we do. Basically, you have a right and a left diaphragm. When they come together in the middle, the esophagus, as it leaves your chest, comes into your abdomen. There's a hole that it needs to go through, and a weakness in that region can allow the stomach to slide up and down in your chest. Some people have no symptoms at all, never have any issues, didn't even know they had one. A common symptom that we do hear about from hiatal hernias is really bad heartburn or reflux or GERD, you may hear it be called. Again, if we do see those at the time of a bariatric procedure, we fix them to minimize any sort of heartburn symptoms later on down the road as you lose weight. It's as simple as bringing the esophagus back down into the abdomen and stitching that muscle up closed so that only the esophagus comes through the diaphragm right there. If you have one, if you've heard about it, if you're having symptoms from it and you want to talk to us about it, please feel free to come in and talk to us. We do a lot of hernia repairs, whether it be hiatal, ventral, umbilical, or groin hernias here in the office, with many different techniques to, conquer each one. But we know that over time that hernias don't go away by themselves. They do require surgery to fix. So don't sit on it. The smaller they are, the younger you are, the easier they are to fix with less issues post-surgery. So if you have a hernia or you have friends with hernias, let them know they should get this thing looked at and fixed. If you have any questions, obviously give us a call, come in, talk to any one of us. We're more than happy to discuss it with you and take it from there. So thanks for listening, and hope to see you again.